So today's practice, we're going to kind of hone in on the centering part of our meditation in seated meditation, and then honing in on moving with fluidness, with a sense of ease as we bring awareness to this important area of the body. So go ahead and begin to roll your shoulders up, back, and down. And just lifting the shoulders up toward the ears, back in space, lowering them down. And we'll do this twice more here. Up, back, and down. And then release that shoulder roll, and then tip your head to one side. So it's just ear toward the shoulder, but your gaze is still forward. And start to draw in around your belly area. So you're just hugging in a little bit. And then bring the head upright and second side. And as you tip your ear toward the other shoulder, making sure your gaze is forward and that you're drawing in a little bit. So belly button toward the spine. And then lifting the head upright, starting with a neck roll now. So tipping the head to one side, bringing the gaze down so you're looking down, tipping your head to the other side, maybe looking up and back or looking center, and doing that twice more. So rolling the head nice and slow. I like to start off core work with making sure my neck, my jaw are nice and relaxed. And then take your neck roll to the second side. So we're spinning the head the other direction now. Nice and slow here, ear towards shoulder, maybe looking up. And take that through one more time. And then we'll sweep our arms. So arms to the side, lengthen your spine here as we reach the arms up. Inhale, turn the palms outward. Exhale, lower the arms. Let's do that a few times. Inhale here, lift and reach. Feel the belly button drawing inward. Exhale. And two more times. Inhale, breathing deeply through the nose. Exhale out through the nose. And last time here, inhale, sweep up. Big breath in. And exhale, let that go. And just bring your hands to your lap and either soften your gaze, so that just means dropping your gaze, maybe feeling the muscles around the eyes soften, or gently closing the eyes. And begin to breathe in and out through the nose a little bit more slowly. So if you want to include a breath count here, it would be a 4-count inhale, a brief pausing, and then a 4-count exhale, and a brief pause. Repeating that twice more, full breath, 4-count inhale. Hold the breath and pause. Exhale for 4 counts. Hold the breath. And take that through one more time. Inhale. Pause and hold. And exhale, 4 counts. Pause and hold. And then return to your comfortable breath. Take a moment to bring your awareness to your body. So noticing your feet, your legs, your torso. Noticing the hands and the arms, the shoulders and neck. Noticing the head, back of the head, sides of the face, and all the little muscles around the eyes and the mouth. And then move the awareness to the top of the head. And then from here, slowly blinking your eyes open or just re-engaging the gaze from here. So we're going to start with a little bit of work on our backs on the floor. And I encourage you just to listen to your body, listen to your cueing from your body. If there's any sort of movement that doesn't work for you, go ahead and modify, and I'll bring you some modifications. So if you are seated on a blanket, you can remove that now, and taking a block with us. So today's practice, we'll need a block, a couple of balls in a little bit. Those could be tennis balls, and then possibly a strap. So from here, starting to lower yourself down, rounding the spine, and using the core here to bring yourself down. Feel free to use your legs. And then take your block and place it in between the thigh bones or in between the knees. And it could be on the most narrow width or medium width. And then from here, I have mine on the medium width. Go ahead and squeeze the block a few times. So squeeze, press, and hold, and relaxing the neck, and then release without dropping the block. And let's do that a few more times. Squeeze the block, hold the squeezing, relaxing the sides of the neck here, and release that without lowering the block down. And last time here, squeeze and hold, and then release. So I want you to think about now your core. So from the base of your pelvis, through the lower belly, through the ribs here, hugging in toward the spine. So let's squeeze and hold the block, hug in around the waist, the lower belly, and then lifting the legs up. The knees can stay bent, and then continue to scoop in the belly button and lower the feet down. And let's repeat that a few times. Drawing in around the waist, knees coming over the ankle, perhaps a 90-degree angle in the knees, and lowering down. So as you move along here, I'd like you to bring awareness to those superficial or muscles that you can feel with your fingers at your neck, making sure that they're not tensing up. And then also making sure that the chin isn't drifting away from the chest. So maybe a slight tuck in the chin, and back of the head heavy to the floor. So a few more like this. Squeezing the block, lifting up, bring the feet down, and last one here. And then lower the feet down and take a breath. Release that core containment for a moment, relax the shoulders, relax the neck, and then let's move on. So now we're bringing the legs up, perhaps straightening the legs, still keeping the block in between the thighs, and then ankles over hips, or as best you can. From here, lowering the block, lowering the legs just a little bit, and then drifting the legs back to the starting position. So squeezing the block, feel free at any point to change the block orientation. I just made mine a little more narrow. And we're drifting the legs up to the starting position, hugging in around the abdomen, scooping the lower belly inward and lowering the legs down any amount. And squeezing the block, bringing it back up. Few more like this. So turning on the adductors, the inner thighs, which play a big role in our core, and relaxing the neck and shoulder. And then twice more from here, lowering the feet any amount, not overarching the lower back, so making sure the back feels pretty stable, it's not lifting up. And then we'll take this through one more time. So lower, squeeze the block, and lifting up. And then bend the knees, place the feet on the floor, grab your block, and place the block off to the side. From here, we're rolling in. So hug the knees in towards you, grab a hold of the shins, and lift the head, neck, and shoulder up. And if it's comfortable, you can roll forward and back, up and down the spine. And if that's not comfortable for you, go ahead and come onto your hands and knees. If you're rolling with me, let's do that one more time. And then cross your shins and lean forward, coming onto hands and knees. And then from here, drawing in again around the waist. So when I say that, I'm talking about this whole circumference of the torso, hugging in toward the spine. Keep your spine long here. And then relax the jaw. And just as we did on the floor, think about back of the head now, pressing up toward the sky, keeping the chin tucked, keeping your gaze ahead of you on the floor. Begin to extend your left leg out, toe is on the floor, and I'd like for you to just rock forward and backward, keeping a little bit of awareness in the ankle here. So forward and back, toe is connected to the floor, abdomen is in. And then come back to that unrocking, coming back to bird dog here now. So lifting the left leg up, think about your inner thigh spinning up toward the ceiling, containing the core, and then reaching the right arm forward. From here, we're going to round the spine and draw knee and elbow to each other, and then inhale, extending out again. Exhale to round the spine, knee and elbow connect. Inhale, drawing the belly in as you extend. And last time here, rounding the spine. Inhale to extend, and then release that down. Extend out the right foot now. Toes are on the floor, and we'll find that rocking action again, forward and back. So giving a little love here to our ankles. All the while we're minding our shoulders, pressing the floor away, fingertips are wide. And then one more time, forward and back. And then pausing, lifting up that right leg, making sure the right hip point is facing the ground, drawing the abdomen in, and then extending and reaching the left leg, arm. Take a breath in here, lengthen your spine. Exhale to round the spine, elbow and knee toward each other. Inhale, extending out, reaching. Exhale to round. One more inhale, spine in neutral, limbs extending out. Exhale, round, and then releasing everything down. So from here, I'd like for you to lean back on your heels, spread the fingers wide, press into the ground really strongly here with straight arms, and move the shoulders away from the ears. And then start to lift the knees up, lifting the hips up, and keeping a soft bend in the knee, coming into downward facing dog. Take a breath in and out here in downward dog. Connect to your breath. And then slowly lowering down to hands and knees. Okay, from here we're coming into cat-cow or Marjorie pose. So with a little bit of a leg variation. So lift the tailbone, lower the belly, and drift the chest forward. And as you do, lift the toes, lift the feet toward the hips. So inner feet toward outer hips. And then press the tops of the feet down, curl the toes under, actually press those down, and then start to round the spine, press into the floor, and lift the knees up. And then repeating that, coming down, lift the tailbone, drop the belly, lift the chest, drift the inner feet toward outer hips, and then coming down with the feet, rounding the spine here, and lifting the knees up. So let's continue repeating that, moving the spine. We're bringing awareness to a lot here in our core and in our legs as we round and lift. It's really strong in the abdomen, that hugging in of the belly to the spine. And then one more here, rounding, pressing, arching the back, lifting the legs, and then sitting back here. So we're sitting back on the heels, pressing the hands into the floor. Let's take a little twist here. So spinning the chest open to your left. And as you do, you can reach the left fingers up. And then placing left hand down, second side, spinning the chest to the right, reaching up with the fingers. And then coming back to hands and knees. So we're coming into now a similar variation with the spine, so cat-cow, but we're coming onto our forearms. So come onto your elbows, trying to keep the forearms parallel. Spread the fingers wide. Begin to round the spine here, and then extend the spine. This time feet will stay on the ground. So rounding, extending, and doing that one more time. Round the spine and extend the spine. And then now we're bringing some more core awareness because this is care for your core. So here we go. From here, ground down through your left hand, your left forearm, your left elbow. Begin to lift and extend the left leg out. Draw the belly in, and then lift and reach the right arm. And then exhale, round the spine, hugging in, crunching, elbow to knee. Inhale to open. Exhale to round and crunch. And continue moving here. A few more like this. Drawing in around the belly. Staying steady with the breath. Two more. And last time here. And then release that. Sitting back on the heels, offloading the wrists for a moment, offloading the hands. So again, we're doing that little crunch underneath, but this time we're a little bit closer to the floor. So coming back to hands and knees, grounding down now through the right hand, form and elbow. Extend the right leg back, drift it off the floor, squaring off the hips, and then reach the left arm forward. Take a breath in. Exhale to round, elbow to knee. Inhale to extend. A few more like this. Rounding, crunching. Inhale to reach. And notice here, if your hips start to wobble, that's completely natural. Just trying to find stability as we move through this. One more time. And then release. Coming back to sitting on the heels, grounding through the palms. Take another twist, turning to the left. Inhale to reach. Exhale to lower. And second side. Inhale to reach. And exhale, lowering the hand down. From here, go ahead and step on to come to standing. And we'll be at the top of the mat here. So from here, inhale, lift, reach the arms. Exhale, bend at the knees and forward fold. So this is a great time if you'd like to have blocks underneath your hands for your forward fold. Go ahead and do so. Start to have a soft bend in the knees and let the spine feel really long so it's hanging from the pelvis. Relax the neck. 2 more breaths here in this forward fold. And then pressing the feet down, coming up to stand. Inhale here and exhale, hands to heart center. Okay, let's move on. So bend the knees, reach the arms, coming into chair pose. This is our breath in. And then exhale back to that forward fold. Hinge at the hip. Keep the spine long. Come halfway up with the torso so the spine is running parallel with the ground. And then bending the knees, step the right leg back. Lower the right knee down. Sweep the arms up, coming into a low lunge here. Inhale. And then bend the elbows, bring the hands behind the head, intertwining the fingers like you're making a basket here. Lift the chest, inhale, a basket for the head. And then stack the spine, exhale, twist. Let's do 3 more like that. Inhale, untwist, lift the chest, hands behind the head, maybe gaze up. Stack the spine, exhale and twist. And last time here. Inhale to lift, exhale to twist. And coming into downward facing dog or even child's pose from here, where knees and head are resting on the floor. Take a breath in and a breath out. Step the right leg forward, lower the left knee down, coming into low lunge. Inhale to lift. Exhale, we're gonna move on. So stepping forward, forward fold, left foot meeting right. Inhale, come halfway up. And forward fold again. Press your feet down, strong legs here. Coming to stand, reach up. And exhale, hands to heart. Second side, inhale, lift and reach. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, coming halfway up. And then bend the knee, step the left foot back. Right knee, left knee comes down, right knee in front. Inhale, reach the arms up, bend the elbows. Intertwine the fingers and lift the chest here. Maybe gazing up, but head is supported by the hands. And then restack the spine, twisting, reaching the fingers wide. 2 more times like that. Inhale, lift and reach, bend the elbows, lift the chest. Stack the spine, exhale, find your twist. And 1 more here. Inhale to lift. And exhale to twist. And then untwist, coming into downward facing dog or your child's pose. Take a breath in and out. And step the left leg forward, coming into low lunge, the right knee descends, reach the arms, and exhale, folding forward, step the right foot in to meet the left, hinge from the hip, Uttanasana. Inhale, rising to stand, breath in, and exhale, breath out. So we'll bring some more movement now that will challenge our core. So feel free to take your time with these postures and these movements. They're meant to support you. So inhale, lift and reach. Arms up. Exhale, bend at the knees, forward fold. Inhale, come halfway up. And step the left leg back. Inhale, lift and reach the arms. And exhale, take a twist. So we're pausing in this twist now with the right leg forward. Holding this here. 3 breaths. Feel your right arm moving away, really reaching with the spine. 1 more breath. And then untwist. From here, we're stepping up into lunge. So lift the back knee up. Squaring off the hips, pull that right hip back. And then lean forward, sweep the arms back. So we're leaning forward. Preparation here for warrior 3. Step the left foot in. And then begin to lift that left leg up. Behind you any amount. Drawing the right side of your hip back. Chest is open. And then come to standing. So from standing, lifting now that left knee. So knee is bent, knee is about hip height here, and we're strong in that standing leg. Reach the arms up and take a twist off to your left. Holding here for 3 breaths. Really elevating the spine, keeping that leg lifted, hugging in here in the belly. And then untwist, see if you can reach the arms up, facing forward, and then lower the left leg down. And come to the top of the mat. Sweep the arms up, inhale, and exhale, forward fold. And this time, bend the knees, stepping the right leg back, bringing the right knee down, low lunge here. Inhale to lift, exhale to twist. Okay, holding this twist here for 3 breaths. So we're using our internal muscles to hold this posture. 1 more breath. And then untwist here, elevating into a high lunge. So curl the back toes under, lift the knee up. And then lean forward here, sweeping the arms back. Open the chest. Start to step into warrior 3. So you step forward, weight bearing on your left leg, lifting the right leg up, and keep a broad open chest here. Strong in the hips, so pulling the left side hip back, and then coming up to standing, lowering the right foot down. Sweep the right leg in front of you as you reach the arms up. Keep the knee about hip height, left leg is strong, and then start to twist over to your right, looking over your right thigh. Holding this for 3 breaths. Paying attention to the body here. Paying attention to the breathing. And then untwist, lift the arms up, reach the leg up, and then lower the leg down. And so we'll move through that 1 more time. Probably 1 breath per movement. So if it's a little fast, feel free to take your time and modify as you need to. Inhale to reach the arms. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come halfway up. Spine is long. Bend the knee, step the left leg back, lower the left knee down. Inhale, lift and reach the arms. Exhale, twist to the right, wide arms. Inhale, untwist, reaching the arms up. Exhale, coming into high lunge. And then lean forward, sweep the arms back, take a breath. And then exhale, coming into warrior 3. Weight bearing on the right leg, lifting the left leg up. Coming up to standing, so bring the left foot down and then left knee in front of you. Inhale, lift and reach. And exhale, find your twist. Inhale, coming back up. And this time exiting through lunge, leaning forward. So sweep the arms back. And then from here, bring the hands down, coming into downward facing dog. Start to bend the knees and walk the hands back, forward fold at the back of your mat. And then walk the hands out into downward facing dog. Draw the belly in. We'll do that twice more. Soft bend in the knees, walking the hands back, and then belly hugging in towards spine, back into downward facing dog. And one more time. Coming back, walking out. This time from down dog, see if you can come into a plank, either with knees up or knees down. Take a breath in and a breath out. And then lift the knees up. Start to walk the feet toward the hands. Keep a bend in the knees. Now we're forward folding at the top of the mat. Press the feet down, rising up to stand. Inhale and exhale, hands to heart. Okay, one more side here. Inhale, lift and reach. Standing tall and forward fold. Inhale, come halfway up and bend the knees, step the right leg back, right knee down. Inhale to low lunge. Exhale, twisting to the left, reaching the arms. Inhale, lifting up, untwisting, and exhale, lifting the back knee up, coming into a high lunge. Lean forward as you sweep the arms back and open the chest. Take a breath. Stepping in, coming into warrior three, lifting the back leg, and then coming back to standing, sweep the right leg up in front of you. Inhale, reach the arms up. Growing tall here. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale and twist, reach the arms. Exhale, sweep the right leg back. Leaning forward in this high lunge. Inhale, lifting the arms up here, low lunge. And then exhale, downward facing dog. So it's totally fine if you didn't catch every single moment of that. The idea is to notice the body and breath, staying with yourself and listening to your body. So we're starting to walk the hands back. So I'd like for you to draw the belly in, hands walking back, soft bend in the knees, and then walking back out into downward facing dog. And one more time. Walking back, forward fold, and walking the hands out. And this time from down dog, coming into plank. From plank, lower the knees down. And then we're in knee plank here. I'd like for you to come to your forearms. So earlier we were on our forearms, our knees were underneath our hips. This time our knees are behind us, behind the hips. Push the floor away and start to take your right hand, here it is, and bring it to a 45-degree angle toward the left hand. And then from here, we're coming into side forearm plank variation. So it's kind of like we're on our side of our knee and lifting the left leg up. So hold for a breath, moving the hips away from the floor, and then come back to forearm plank from the knees. And then take the left hand about 45 degrees toward the right, and then spinning open, coming onto the left knee, and then reaching the right leg up, moving the hips from the floor, and then slowly coming back to a knee plank. So either staying here, or you can lift the knees up and do a similar action. So right hand toward left hand. Spinning now, if you have the knees up, to the outer edge of the right foot and lifting the hips up, opening the chest. Coming back to forearm plank. So facing the floor, strong thighs, belly in, left hand to right hand, and then stacking the feet, rolling to the outer edge of the left foot, lifting the hips up. Take a breath. And then slowly coming back to forearm plank. One more breath here. And then lower the hips down, keeping the elbows underneath the shoulders. Lift the chest and take a breath in and out. Start to come back to the head roll. So ear toward one shoulder, gazing down, ear toward other shoulder. Start to soften here. And then slowly lift the hips away from the floor, walk yourself back, and come to a seat. So from here, legs will be in front of you. Feet will be about hips distance or knees about hips distance apart. I'd like for you to round the spine, keeping your hands on the shins, even bringing the shoulders forward. And then inhale, open the chest, bring the shoulder blades together as you lift up with the spine. Twice more exhale, rounding. Inhale, opening the chest. One more exhale. Inhale. And then coming back to a neutral spine. Bring your hands behind your thighs. Start to rock back just a little bit on your seat and move the feet away from the floor if you're comfortable with that. If not, just come to your tippy toes. And then from here, if you're comfortable, bringing the legs together and keeping the shins parallel with the ground. So feet can be flexed or pointed. I'll leave that choice up to you. We'll reach the arms forward if you're moving on, otherwise hands can stay to the thighs. Being careful you're not rounding your back and you're not lifting the shoulders. Your neck is relaxed. And holding here. And if you're the kind who like to extend the legs, go for it. We're gonna pause here for 3 more breaths. Keeping the core nice and contained here, but neck and shoulders relaxed. 1 more cycle of breath. And then slowly lower the feet down and we'll come to lying on our backs. So from here, we're going to take our block. So make sure you have that block with you. Lying down on your back, feet are on the floor. Press the feet down, lift the hips up, and take your block either on the lowest height or the middle height and place it underneath your sacrum or the back side of your pelvis. And you'll find a comfortable position for you. So if you need to, feel free to make adjustments there. You just don't want your tailbone hanging too far off the block, nor do you want it too far down that it's finding instability in the block. So a good support there. And then I'd like for you to take a moment just to allow the head or back of the head to feel heavy and feel the support of the floor and start to soften the gaze a little. So these are totally optional what we're doing now. I'd like for you to just kind of pay attention to your lower back and make sure that this is something that's comfortable for you. So sliding out the left leg, keeping the right knee bent, and see how that goes. And if you're comfortable with that, you can try bringing the right knee in toward the chest, and you can hold that shin with your hand, one hand or both hands. So see how that feels. If something is off or uncomfortable, coming back to both feet on the floor with the knees bent would be the option here. So start to soften the left side of your abdomen. So part of the core is having that internal strength, internal fire, but also having the ability to bring things down, downshift, and soften, so we can have that flexibility and fluidity when it comes to this region of the body. Okay, we're bringing both feet back to that starting position. So slide the left foot back, bringing the right foot down, take a breath. And then see how it does for you sliding the right foot out. So the right leg is straight or coming to straight. And if that worked for you, drawing the left foot in towards you, left shin. So again, breathing into the front of the right side hip, breathing into the abdomen, but finding a sense of softening now. We did a lot of twisting and movement that required us to call upon our core to be stable, our legs to be stable, our whole body system to have that stability and that internal awareness. And so now we're coming into a global softening as well. The whole body is just coming into a more restful state. And then let's come back to that starting position. So sliding the right foot in, bringing the left foot down. And then one more opportunity here for an opening of the front of the hips. So the option would be to slide both legs out now. Okay, and if that doesn't quite work for you, you can come back to this supported bridge and just walk your feet out a little bit wider. And just taking a new positioning there. Otherwise, legs extended, back of the head is heavy. If it's comfortable for you, reaching the arms up and overhead, taking 3 more breaths here. Filling up with air in the lower belly. Exhale, release that. Twice more, inhale. Exhale. And last time through here. And exhale, release. Okay, sliding the feet back, bringing the hands next to you, and then pressing the feet down to lift the hips, removing the block. So this is where we have the option now to do a little myofascial release. And if you have your tennis balls or your myofascial release balls, you're going to be placing them. So here's the tops of my shoulders, the meaty part. You're placing it just behind the tops of the shoulders. So from here to here. And that's where you'll be laying the balls. So if you don't have the balls, I'd like for you to come down onto the mat and come into Supta Baddha Konasana. So those of us that have the balls, we're bringing the tennis balls or myofascial release balls just off the tops of our shoulders. Those of you who don't have the tennis balls, you'll bring the bottoms of your feet together in this lying down position and the knees wide. That's what it looks like. Those of us with tennis balls, you have 2 options: coming into bound angle with the legs, so bottoms of the feet pressing together, knees wide, or coming back into a supported bridge. So lifting the hips up and bringing the hips onto the block again. And I recommend the lowest height here. So what this will do is bring a little more added pressure to the balls. So whatever position you're in right now, I invite you to start to notice the areas of the body that have any residual tension, if any. And if there are parts of you that have that tension, on your exhales starting to soften. And then on your inhales, bringing awareness to those areas of the body. Those of us with the balls behind the shoulders, just noticing the tissues connecting with that instrument, with that tool, and bringing a sense of softening there. So every breath in, you're pressing the body into the ball, and every exhale, the ball is softening into your tissues. And if you're in supine bound angle, noticing the inner thighs, the inner legs, that opening. So staying with this for 2 more breaths. Those of you with feet together and knees wide, use your hands to bring your legs upright, feet are flat again. Those of us on a block, press and lift the hip off the block and then move the blocks off to the side. And if you have balls underneath you, lifting up, removing those tools. Moving into Shavasana now. So take a moment to inquire what would be helpful for your body to completely relax. And you have tools here, props. So if you have a blanket, one option would be to roll the blanket up into a tight, relatively tight roll, and placing it underneath your thigh bones. Okay. And then coming back down. So that's just an option. If you find something else suits you better, then please go ahead and do that. So I'd like for your arms now to relax and rest to the sides of your body. And we'll do this 3 times. We're starting to contract just about everything in the body. So start to squeeze the toes, squeeze the hands, squeeze the chest, squeeze the body, maybe even tucking the chin, squeezing the face, and then soften and release. And we'll do that twice more. Squeeze, squeeze, whatever that means to you. Contract, contract, and then soften all the muscles of your body. And one more time, squeeze everything, contract, contract, and then release and relax. And then if you're comfortable, you can drift the eyes closed or keeping the gaze open but softening. So for the final rest posture, we're moving into a state where it is said that we can be in a state of non-doing. So for some, that just means setting the mind off, being able to take the mind into the body and just really experiencing that restful state. For some, that means you're drifting a little more internally and allowing your awareness to become even more subtle. So not necessarily noticing as much as you are releasing now that awareness. So whatever state you're in, these final few moments are meant to be very nourishing and restful. Allow the body to feel heavy. Allow the shoulders and the hips to feel supported. And take a deep breath now in through the nose, filling up with air. Brief pause, hold the breath, and then exhale, exhale, exhale all the breath out. Start to move your fingers and toes, open and close your jaw, rock your head side to side. Rolling onto one side of the body now. And once you're there, just pausing for a moment. And then we'll press ourselves up into a seat. Find a seat that's comfortable for you. We'll draw the palms together at heart. Bowing the head toward the heart. Rub your hands together, creating warmth in between the palms. And then cup the center of your palms over your eyes. Take a breath. Slowly looking into your hands. And then we'll move the hands away from our face. And thank you so much.